Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good evening, CoreTV News on the hour. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Barely 24 hours after he escaped a gun and bomb attack, former head of state Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria has the capacity to crush the Boko Haram insurgency. He made a statement when he received the Kaduna State Governor Ramalan Yero, who paid him a sympathy visit. Buhari argued that the earlier the federal government views the insurgency as a full-blown terrorism, the better. He also noted that having survived the civil war, Nigeria can overcome Boko Haram.
Even by normal conditions, but I decided to rest. Incidentally, I slept very well, Your Excellency. When this question of Boko Haram started, I'm sure it's on record that the first statement I made, I could recall about 18 months ago. I said, no religion advocate hurting the innocent. So basically, the concept of religion is debunked. It's not religious. It's neither ethnic. When they kill children in school in the northeast, they kill teachers, they bomb churches, they bomb mosques, they bomb motor park, they bomb in the market. Why is religion there? Why is ethnicity there? This is terrorism. And I hope the government will come to grips with it. Nigeria is capable of dealing with this. We deal with Awasin, the civil war. For 30 months we fought, and we kept Nigeria one. And God willing, we are going to keep Nigeria one. So, Your Excellency, I thank you very much for coming to sympathize with me. And I commiserate with the families of those who lost, because when this thing was ignited exactly when my car was adjacent to it, I came out. There was blood in my dress. I didn't know how it came about because I didn't have even a scratch myself. And I saw dead bodies thrown all over the place. So the security tried to move me to the other side because there may be another bomb to explode. And we just got one of the vehicles passing, took the people out, and they brought me home. I hope all the law enforcement agencies and you chief executives of all the states will succeed in securing the country. And may God help us. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
The All Progressives Congress APC is demanding an investigation into what it insists was an attempt on the life of its national leader, Muhammadu Buhari. Party chairman John Odege Oyegun stated the party's position in an interview with journalists in Abuja. He appealed to Buhari supporters to exercise restraint, but blamed some elements in government for Wednesday's gun and bomb attacks.
We have called for an investigation. That is clear. We have called for two things we did. We appealed to his teaming followers and followers of the APC to please maintain the peace. And for peace to reign, we also called on the government of President Jonathan to institute immediately a believable, credible inquiry to unearth what is in fact going on. Why would they want to target General Buhari? And indeed, why Boko Haram?
So, sir, is the position of the party that this was an assassination attempt on?
If a child dies the morning after the witch flies over at night, isn't there a connection? Or are they going to tell us that they don't know what is happening in this country? We are not government. We have a right to think what we think, because government is not delivering on its part of the battle. They are in charge of security. They are in charge of protecting our lives.
Now, Niger, Chad and Cameroon are ready to join Nigeria in creating a 2,800-man military force to combat Boko Haram, which they accept poses a growing regional threat despite only being localized in Nigeria. CoreTV learned that the countries are to present 700 soldiers each to the force in another effort to mount a regional response to Nigeria's terrorism challenge. Niger's Minister of Defense, Kajio Mamodo, was quoted as saying at the end of a meeting with his counterparts from the three countries that the step is proof of commitment towards eradicating insurgency. Commencement date of the force and its location were not given. The announcement comes less than a day after several people were killed in two blasts in different parts of Kaduna State. Now from Kaduna we move to Enugu. The Enugu State House of Assembly has served impeachment notice on the Deputy Governor Sunday Onyebuchi through substituted means. It was gathered that the clerk of the House, Christopher Chikure, served the 6-page notice on Onyebuchi by posting it at his official and private residences in Enugu. The development followed the adoption of a motion for substituted service by the lawmakers after the clerk reported his inability to personally serve Onyebuchi with a notice about 48 hours after the House commenced impeachment proceedings. The deputy governor's whereabouts are still unknown, although it is being speculated that he was in Imo State or Abuja. The legislators who had earlier on Tuesday commenced impeachment proceedings against the deputy governor opted to serve the notice through alternative means after the clerk briefed them during their sitting on Thursday. Chukura explained that all his efforts to locate Onyebuchi and serve him with the notice had been unsuccessful. The lawmakers, as a result, adopted a motion for substituted service, directing Chukura to post the notice at the deputy governor's official residence, as well as his private apartment, following which the clerk immediately proceeded to comply with the directive after the sitting. It is also expected that the notice will be posted to Onyebuchi's email address, as stipulated by the motion for substituted service. In the meantime, the Osun State PDP governorship candidate Iyola Omishore says the PDP will not join issues with anyone preaching violence in the coming election. He made a statement while receiving delegates from the Embassy of Netherlands, Germany and the United States of America. Frank Amolape was there and fired in this report.
The team was led by Henry Frankert with representatives from the Netherlands, Embassy of Germany and United States of America. He says the visit is meant to ensure that the forthcoming governorship election is conducted peacefully.
This is to promote free, credible elections, violence-free, peaceful elections, where every party has the opportunity to work peacefully and openly. So that's a key message.
Omishore says his party is willing to cooperate with the delegates in ensuring a peaceful process and the coming election.
But we PDP, we support your vision, we cooperate with you. We agree that a credible, transparent and fair elections is the only way forward for this country. Where people choose their leaders on the basis of one man, one vote.
He tasked the delegates to caution the incumbent governor over threats of violence.
Like I complained that the incumbent party, the government of the day today, are preaching violence openly and talking openly. So I want to implore this mission to caution the governor of this state to stop preaching violence on the rostrum. That we should come and vote with knives, with charms and cordials. It's not good for democracy, it's not good for us, it's unfit and proper for a leader preaching violence for elections.
Iyola Omishore also charged the federal government to ensure a violent-free election in the coming poll.
We will try our possible best to ensure that we won't do any issues in that vote. We are calling on the government of Nigeria to ensure a full security on the day of election, leading and before the election, so as to have a very free, fair, and credible elections. Thank you.
Efforts are currently being geared towards ensuring that the Osun election is conducted peacefully so as to ensure the credibility of the poll. Frank Omalape.
The strike embarked upon by resident doctors across the country is taking its toll on residents in Osun State. Correspondent Rashid reports that hospital management and doctors at Ladoke Akintola University Teaching Hospital in Osogbo are also suffering from the effect of the strike. His report.
When the Nigerian Medical Association declared an indefinite strike nationwide, many Nigerians expressed fear that the common man will be left to suffer untold hardship when government hospitals cease to offer medical care. There has been initial hope that the strike will be called off soon, but it has now lingered more than anticipated. The Ladoke Akintola University Teaching Hospital in Osogbo is one of the health facility worst hit.
The NMA strike is biting harder on the patients, on the generality of the population, and it is becoming a big problem for everybody, the sick and those who are not sick. And the way out we really don't know.
The doctors describe insincerity on the side of the federal government as a reason for the delay in calling off the strike. The teaching hospital has been deserted by patients and doctors alike, but nurses are seen still offering skeletal services.
We expected a high time or high resolution of the issues in question. It's unfortunate that up to the third week now, the issues at stake has not been addressed. And that's why we are still having the strike still on. The issues that are supposed to be addressed by federal government is yet to be addressed as I speak now.
Consultants at the hospital say an earlier directive that they should attend to emergency cases at the hospital was just a political statement.
Personally, I would say we are not working. Nobody is offering any service for now, including consultants, because our national body, our parent body, has not directed us to actually suspend the strike.
Some Nigerians spoken to expressed their frustration and called for a quick resolution of the crisis.
Says earth is wet. If there is no good earth, people will be dying. And make sure whatever you do here, you do it for Allah and for Allah only. Because whatever we do here, we are going to account for it. Now the number of people who are dying, how will government account for them? And it's not that it is their wish to die. And somebody responsible for their what? For their death. And who is the government? That means the government has to go back on the round table with the doctors to resolve this issue amicably.
A Liberian man has been hospitalized in Lagos with Ebola-like symptoms, but it is not yet clear if he is infected with the killer virus. The 40-year-old Monrovia resident arrived in Lagos on Sunday and was admitted to hospital on Tuesday, suffering from severe vomiting and diarrhea, according to Yewande Adesina, the special advisor on health for the Lagos State government. The patient was detained for possible Ebola infection, while blood samples were sent to the virology reference laboratory in Lagos, as well as to World Health Organization in Dakar. The patient traveled from Monrovia to Lagos via Togo's capital, Lome. Adesina said the World Health Organization has recorded more than 900 cases of Ebola in the epidemic that has raged across West Africa in recent months. But this is the first suspected case to emerge in Nigeria since the outbreak began. Liberia has recorded 172 cases of the disease, including 105 deaths. The Lagos government has begun rolling out an emergency response in a bid to contain any potential spread of the virus across the city. Meanwhile, Lagos State government has expressed readiness to prevent the outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus in the state. Special advisor to Governor Babatunde Fashola on Public Health, Yewande Adesina, made this known while addressing journalists on the suspected case of the disease. Abiola Oluwole has details in this report presented from our studio.
About 3 months ago, the attention of the world was drawn to the outbreak of a deadly disease known as Ebola virus in some West African countries. The outbreak is followed with a number of deaths in those countries. The media briefing is to calm the fears of residents in Lagos on the possibility of the outbreak of the disease, as well as inform residents on mechanisms put in place to prevent an outbreak of the disease.
Lagosians are hereby reminded to remain calm and take appropriate measures for the prevention and control of the disease. Ebola virus disease is caused by Ebola virus, and outbreaks occur primarily in villages of Central and West Africa. Although the natural reservoir of the virus is not completely known, fruit bats have been considered as the natural host.
According to experts, Ebola virus can be contracted through close contact with the blood, body fluids, organ, and tissues of infected animals and persons.
Transmission of the virus by other animals like monkeys and chimpanzees cannot be ruled out. Those at the higher risk include health workers, families, and friends of an infected person in the course of feeding or holding or caring for the patient. Early symptoms of Ebola virus disease include fever, headache, chills, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, sore throat, backache, and joint pains. Later symptoms include bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, bleeding from the mouth and rectum, eye swelling, swelling of the genitals, and blistered rashes all over the body that can often contain blood. It could progress to coma, shock, or death.
Additional assures residents of the federal government's support and that of the World Health Organization to prevent the spread of the disease.
New Aviation Minister Shuta Chidoka has assumed office with a promise to build on the achievements of his predecessors. He also pledged to seek professional advice from aviation experts in the sector. Chidoka made the promise shortly after taking over from the former Supervising Minister Samuel Orchem.
Also want to thank members of the staff. The Permanent Secretary was quite generous to have pointed out a number of achievements within the very short time. Without the team working with me as a family, we couldn't have been able to achieve that, because I remember that dead in the night, they were there to wake me up to say that, look, we must do this. And we have worked together as a family. I deeply appreciate all of you. But whatever has a beginning also has an end. And today I'm leaving the ministry, but I'm not leaving the cabinet. I'm still here, I'm a Nigerian, I'm a stakeholder, and I can authoritatively say that I'm also a stakeholder in the aviation industry, because in 5 months, I've stayed here, made me to understand the workings in the aviation industry, and I can always give advice and suggestions on how I think things should work.
I also want to use this opportunity to commend the former Minister of Aviation, Princess Teloswa, for her bold initiatives in the airport remodeling projects, and to say that we're going to look at all that the Supervising Minister has done, the outcome Minister has done, with a view to maintaining them, improving on the ones that are going forward, and then also to slowly take small steps towards achieving our national aspirations in aviation. So I want to use the opportunity of today's handover to say that I am committed to working with the professionals in the ministry. I will seek professional advice. I will work with the system. We will align our processes to meet government extant rules and regulations. And we will ensure that the ultimate issue of mobility, which is what aviation facilitates, is done in a safe and secured manner.
The regular host of the popular Inside Out TV program, Agatha Amata, says the Nigerian media should retrace its step to the essence of journalism and quit the practice of glorifying financial gains over good content. Omotayo Alo was at a press briefing held in the news station's premises and filed in this report.
A new addition to broadcasting industry in Nigeria is Rave TV. a broadcast outfit proposed to air on Concert and StarTimes cable channels. Chief Executive Officer of Rave TV says the outfit is focused on introducing the quality of previous programs produced in Nigeria aimed at sustaining Nigerian cultural values. Agatha says money is not a decisive factor for having a program on a channel, but quality and originality.
The only way we as Rave TV will put money into your production is because we know that we have an ace when it comes to marketing and selling it. And that is really how we want to run it. So if you are not interested in leaving it with Rave TV, so to speak, and we think the content is good, the most that will happen is that we would have a 50-50 sharing arrangement, whatever that means. Which means both of us will be marketing it, but you still will not have to pay a tithe.
All the management staff of Rave TV say they are a unique feature that would differentiate the new TV station from its contemporaries across the country.
Rave TV is seeing TV from a different angle. It's interactive, it's entertaining, it's all in one, all packed in one.
The Rave TV you have is not the Rave TV that dwells more on movies and musicals. It dwells more on programs that are educative. We have belts. One of the things that makes us different is that even the teenagers, they have their own belts. They have something to watch out for. We have a program that we have only the teenagers on that program. That's the teenagers doing their thing.
Like every new project, the concern is usually on its sustainability and the future of the TV station. Amata says the goal that sustained the program for 17 years will provide the needs for a successful outcome of Rave TV. Omota Yoalo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
You're watching CoreTV News and we're reaching you live from the city of Lagos in Nigeria. We'll take a short break and be back in a jiffy. Don't go away.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station.
Now outside Nigeria, a foreign female tourist was shot dead in Kenya's port city of Mombasa. The second of such killing in the month of July and rising unrest. No one has claimed responsibility for the shooting. And Kenya has been hit by a wave of attacks recently. The attacks are blamed on Somalia's Al-Qaeda-linked Shabab insurgents, as well as local armed gangs. The shooting took place close to where a female Russian tourist was killed on July 6, also by unknown gunmen. Mombasa has been the scene of worsening unrest in recent months, with a string of shootings and bombings. Last month, the Shabab warned foreign tourists to stay out of Kenya. We'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Good evening. See you again at the top of the hour.